I see your talents have gone beyond the mere physical level. Your skills are now at the point of spiritual insight.
Captains, welcome to Starfield After Dark. Try not to choke on your chunks. The panel is elite tonight, and Pedro and I are med school dropouts who chose Starfield drama over saving lives. Joining your host, PedroFarquhar, are this week's panelists: Wykkyd Gaming, Swurv, Smyson, Mossy, Starborn Stache, and I'm NC-17. Prepare yourselves, captains. The settled systems are about to get spicy. And I like my chunks extra spicy.
You have offended my family, and you have offended the Shaolin Temple.
Yo, captains! Welcome to Starfield After Dark, your weekly reminder that comedy peaked with your mama jokes, and we're still out here trying to push the art form forward. Tonight's show is braver than a Manimal Cop Rock mashup, and that's a level of courage normally reserved for people who microwave seafood at work. Speaking of mama jokes, someone finally taught my mother how to leave voice notes. By the way, my parents are back home safe. Thankfully, my brother has been supervising them like two raccoons who found a minibar. And holy moly, she's been absolutely unleashed when it comes to voice notes. Let's take a listen, won't we? Pedro, you'll never believe it. Betty went to Atlantic City, so she let us use the New Hampshire cottage. And in the local circular, she had 4 cans of tuna for $1. With deals like that, I may never leave. Before I left, I saw on your sister Doreen's Facebook that you were out to dinner again. Just remember, diabetes runs in the family. Uncle Gusta has diabetes. You should consider Ozempic. From the pictures, it looks like you gained a few pounds, but don't worry. You still got that handsome face underneath the extra layers. Did you hear about that lettuce diarrhea? I told you about that cult you're in, that veganism. They spread all types of things. Anyways, I met Barbara at the Faulkner. She said Billy won $100 on Keno. Maybe you should borrow his lucky rabbit's foot. Your father's in the other room farting up a storm as usual. Anyways, I'll let you go. Remember to help your brother around the house. You've gotten a little lazy since you got all those successful podcast pounds. Love ya. Bye. Anywho, families, right? At this point, I'm just glad she's hasn't figured out how to send me Starfield memes yet. But give it another week and she'll be roasting my ship builds. Captains, tonight's show features some powerhouses in the Starfield community. Tonight we welcome for the first time Wykkyd Gaming from Dark Star fame into the lodge. We welcome the other half of the Starfield report. Kenny Smyson is here with us tonight. We also have the return of Swurv, All Must Swurv, Captain's Fave and Starfield podcast celebrity, Mossy, and the legendary tracker, Starborn Stache.
Yo!
Let's drive right into tonight's episode 16. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. We're going to change things up this week. We're going to deviate from the usual format. We're going to go start with everyone's personal soundtrack, and we'll go Wykkyd, Swurv, Kenny, Mossy, and Stache. So just let us know if your Starfield character had a theme song, what 80s track would blast when they enter a room? Why don't we start with you?
Rain and Blood, Slayer.
Yes. Amazing. Perfect. So we'll put a playlist together after this, and Raining Blood will be the opening track. All right, what do you got, Swurv?
So mine's a little different. There's just no way that my character could enter a room and Take Me Home Tonight by Eddie Money is not on. It has to be on. You know, and then Drage's doing the Ronnie parts.
Yep.
100%. Sarah's on tambourine. So it's Take Me Home Tonight.
What a
Definitely.
classic.
Heller plays sax, by the way. Heller does the saxophone solo.
Love it. I love it. What a classic. Kenny, what do you got?
All right. A couple quick runner-ups. Final Countdown by Europe. But that I figured was a little almost cliche. So then another one would be I'm a space trucker, right? That's my primary character. I'm a commercial driver in real life. So I've kind of role-played this character kind of as me. So another runner-up was Highway to Hell by AC/DC. But I'm a little more under the radar. Sammy Hagar's I Can't Drive 55.
What about space trucking?
Those are great picks. Great picks. Mossy, what do you got?
All right. Well, for my two characters that are my current favorites, Haldor would be In Excess, Devil Inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Traveling Wilburys for my other guy who's a little more relaxed, End of the Line by the Traveling Wilburys.
Nice picks. And Stache, what do you got? I'm afraid to ask.
Well, I mean, if I should be offended out the gate is what you're telling me right now.
Yes.
That's fine.
Actually,
Okay,
you picked up some good ones last week.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I did. They were my picks, though. I take ownership. I'm going to go with Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. I love that one. That's a great song. But we're going to change things up a little bit, go a little non-traditional. Everyone always hits the big ones like, Jovi and all those other real big name rockers. We're going to go with The Clash. Yeah. And Should I Stay or Should I Go?
Awesome. Good picks tonight, guys. I love it. Good picks. All right. We got some rule changes for the night. We got, let's go over the new rules for the games moving forward. Panelists now get a bonus point. If you make me laugh so hard, I lose my train of thought. Also, we have a Pedro panic button. So if my brain slips at any time, I'll hit the button. And panelists, you can vape or vamp for 10 seconds. Whatever you do, whether it be vaping or vamping, put your back into it. All right, let's get right into the games. We're going to play Finger or Glory. We're going to put a minute on the board, and we're going to try to get through as many as possible. We're going to do Swurv, Kenny, Mossy, Stache, and then Wykkyd. All right? And so all you're going to do is say Finger or Glory, right? Here we go. Minutes on the clock. I think somewhere we got the minute. All right, ready? Swurv, we're going to start with you. So Swurv, Kenny, Mossy, Stache, Wykkyd. All right, Swurv. Boost packing onto a random roof just to take a cinematic selfie of your character looking cool.
So I'm saying Finger or Glory.
Yeah,
that's
big one.
That is glory right there.
Yeah, building a ship with
glory.
12 guns. Building a ship with 12 guns, but forgetting to upgrade the reactor. So it dies in the first fight like a tragic hero. Finger or Glory, Kenny?
Finger.
Yep. Spending 6 hours modding your game and 20 minutes actually playing it. Finger or Glory, Mossy?
Finger.
Looting every single sandwich in the settled systems and instead of upgrading your weapons. Priority level snack crimes. Finger or Glory, Stache?
Freaking Glory.
Running from a terramorph because you forgot to reload again. Classic Starfield cardio. Finger or Glory, Wykkyd?
Yeah, Glory.
Glory. Spending 30 minutes arranging outpost furniture like you're an HGTV show in space. Finger or Glory, Swurv?
Finger.
Naming your character something that makes you laugh every time it appears on screen. Captain, Snack Master Flex, or Todd's therapist. Finger or Glory, Kenny?
Glory.
Marrying Andrasia every single time you go through the Unity because some traditions are sacred. Finger or Glory, Mossy?
I'm a Sarah fan, so it's got to be Finger.
Oh, name your ship.
You fingered Andrasia.
Naming your
there you
ship
go.
the child support evader and flying it proudly into Constellation HQ. Finger of glory, Stache.
Well, I like some of the people there. Finger.
All right, hoarding so much junk that Vasco starts giving you passive-aggressive lectures about your hoarding is that finger of glory, Wykkyd.
Glory.
All right.
Loot
Good
everything.
job, guys. I don't know what we learned. Probably didn't learn a whole lot about anything, but that's okay. All right, let's go. Enough Starfield for right now. We boosted off enough cliffs for one night, so let's slow things down and get a little philosophical. We're going to go NG plus or bust. This is the Ghost of Bruce Lee edition. All right. You've entered the Unity in the new universe, and Bruce Lee is not only alive, but he is also your companion. You two go out for tea on the weekends, and Bruce loves to ask questions. We're going to do Kenny, Mossy, Wykkyd, Swurv, and I'm sorry, Kenny, Mossy, Stache, Wykkyd, Swurv. And Kenny, while sipping your tea, let's do 30 seconds, right? So real quick, you're just going to answer the question. Don't even think about it.
Yep.
So while sipping your tea, Bruce asks, what's the lesson you keep relearning?
Don't forget ammo.
All right. And Mossy, what's the moment you realized you weren't the same person anymore?
God. When I tied my shoes instead of slipping on sandals.
Nice. Okay. I forget what order we're doing, so we're just gonna go with Swurv. What's the one thing you think Bruce Lee would tell you today?
That space may be something that we can master, but time is the real gift.
Wow, I'm gonna think about that for the rest of the night. Nice.
Me too, because I don't know.
Awesome. Wykkyd, how about you? Ready? What's the punch you never saw coming?
I don't know. I see everything of it. No, I don't. I don't keep track. Too many punches.
Too many punches. All right. Stache, you ready? What's the one thing you're trying to master slowly?
Can you repeat the question?
I sure can. What's the one thing you're trying to master slowly?
How to properly grill an Ashta steak.
How to properly grill an Ashta steak. Absolutely.
Yeah, I always
love
have to use sauce. It's real gross. It's already gamey, you know.
What kind of sauce are you putting on that Ashta steak, brother?
It's called B12. I mean B1, something like that. I can't remember. Andreja buys it.
All right. Time for game 2. Starfield ASMR gone wrong. All right. We're gonna do Mossy, Stache, Wykkyd, Swurv, Kenny. Here's how you're gonna play. All right. I'm gonna give you a normal chill Starfield activity, and you guys have to turn it into the worst, most chaotic ASMR video ever, using whispers, sound effects, tapping, mouth sounds, and whatever escalating ridiculousness you would like to do. All right. So let's start. We're going to start with Mossy. Here is your ASMR situation. So I want you to do a outpost decoration ASMR while explaining why you have 500 potatoes in your outpost.
Okay. All right. Ready?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. The potatoes, they're over there in the corner. No one knows why the potatoes are in the corner. The potatoes, they have mold on them and eyes. So we're going to put them in the lab. The sorts of nooks and crannies and other places where you can find more potatoes. Because for God knows why, we've got potatoes every fucking where. Everywhere you look, there's potatoes. But I think they're slowly kind of trying to figure out a way to revolt against me. Because I just don't understand what they're doing.
Time. Great job. Awesome. Mossy, that was awesome. Great sport. You're amazing.
I'll try.
All right. Stache, are you ready? You're going to do a romantic companion dialogue ASMR, but it's a breakup version.
How do you do a romantic breakup? Should I ask this question? I mean, nope, I'll figure it out. Just okay.
Just flow with it. Bruce Lee would say, just flow with it like water.
I know. It is okay. Some will not see. Some will not agree. But it is not you. It is me. Now. No tears. No tears.
Great job. All right. You guys are really knocking it out of the park. I'm very impressed with your ASMR skills and capabilities. All right. We're going to go to Wykkyd next. Ready? This is a looting. I want you to try a looting sandwich ASMR. You can be maybe very aggressive. You can have some crunching sounds, whatever you'd like.
So looting something.
Looting sandwiches ASMR.
Gotta open this chest. It's another fucking sandwich. Where are all the goddamn potatoes? I could swear there were supposed to be potatoes here. Every base I go to, it's no fucking potatoes. I went to a potato farm. It's just fucking sandwiches. Somebody's taking all the potatoes and leaving sandwiches. Why?
It's a great question. Awesome job. All right. Let's go to Kenny. We've got Unity Ascension ASMR, but you're too scared to go through.
Too scared to go through the Unity. Like I'm still in the Unity?
Yeah.
I'm in the Unity. I see all my choices. I shouldn't have taken the sandwiches. I took all of them and I ate them all. And they had lettuce on them. Diarrhea lettuce. I can't survive this. If I go through, will it go away? Should I go get help first? I don't want to shit my pants in the frontier in front of Vasco.
Time. Amazing. Listen, you get an extra point for making a diarrhea lettuce callback. I think that you won that game right there. Amazing. All right. Before we do a deep dive, I gave us some extra time because I think there's a lot to talk about this week. But let me just get really quick for under 5 minutes here. The Real World with PedroFarquhar Esquire. So I don't mess around with Facebook very much, but this week's panelists practically bleed Starfield, right? I mean, you guys ooze Starfield. So I decided to be a glutton for punishment and toss some ads into a couple Facebook groups. One group immediately removed my ad and video. The notification said AI content was detected, which was wild because there was zero AI. It was just a plain video of what we showed at the beginning of the episode, and I just wrote out like your names. So I messaged the moderator. I said, "Hey, it's clearly not AI or whatnot," and he told me that people reported because it was just an AI image with an AI script. So clearly, no one had actually even looked looked at it. So I sent him the video in the text and replied, "Well, that's Bruce Lee." I said, "Yes, you're correct, sir. It's Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon from 1973. Also, it's just a clip. It's not AI." And I asked if he watched past Bruce, and he said, yes, yes, he did. And honestly, he said, it's bad. And then he replied, Bruce Lee is not Starfield. And that's a fair point, I guess. So I asked if I should post the video of Jan Johns acting like a cat. Is that Starfield? I pondered, because I feel like that's about as Starfield as Bruce Lee. And he said, if you want to be annoying. At that point, I said, no worries, man. See you later. And I invited him on the show, but to my chagrin, I had already been booted from the group. So the takeaway is simple. Don't post in a Facebook group, even if your content isn't AI. It will still get removed, not because it's offensive, but because the moderator just doesn't like it. Community at its finest. All right, let's get into the deep dive, because these guys really know their Starfield. I'm going to ask them a bunch of questions. Let's go. We're going to go Wykkyd, Swurv, Kenny, Mossy, and Stache. Please feel free to interrupt at any point, and have a discussion, right? Have a dialogue. All right, so the first, we'll have Wykkyd start this one off. Starfield was placed first in the note that we received from Bethesda the other day. They placed it first above Fallout in that recent note. Did you read anything significant into that? And if so, what do you think it means?
I think the only significance was they were probably, if anything, just sending a signal to the Starfield community of, hey, it's not going anywhere. I really think that's all it was to it.
Anybody else?
I'd like to think that Bethesda might be noticing that what they're doing with Starfield lately, it is working. I mean, just looking around at the community, and I look at it all the time, it's growing, and the amount of negativity, and you guys see me on Twitter, I basically invite it in. And so I'm noticing way less of it. And so maybe I am reading a little bit too much into it, but I think them going, hey, Starfield's first, I think that we're doing something right with it. And maybe they want to put a bow on it first. I don't know. We'll probably not. We'll probably see other games content before we see another DLC, but I do like it. I like that they put it first. I'll say that much.
So, well, from a business perspective, people that are on the business side of the game development, they're going to be thinking of the income, the revenue, and their current product, the most recent product is Starfield, based on new content with Freelance and Terran Armada. So to me, I immediately just interpreted that they just sold this. It's brand new on PlayStation. They're going to mention this first to try to accelerate the profits, whereas developers might think of it in a different thought process chronologically.
I'd kind of like to think they saw me freaking out, but I know I'm not that important. Like when they had the first three, they're talking about Fallout and Elder Scrolls, and I'm like, well, yeah, what about Starfield? What about Starfield? Everywhere I was going, I was just bitching and complaining, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, because I think it was kind of a course correction. They're like, well, wait a minute, no, there's Starfield coming too. That floored me when they said we've got the Starborn DLC coming. I was like, whoa, that's awesome.
Well, they said content related to Starborn, not Starborn DLC.
And did anybody see the comment from Asha about Starfield? Like, I think it was like the next day or a few days later, where she had mentioned, she had actually brought it up, Starfield up, which I don't think she has before, and stating that it was, it was as part of the almost like the big three, right? Like Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and Starfield.
I did not see that, but that's really good to hear.
Right, so it's almost like you guys don't worry, right?
Yeah.
Swurv, I did want to say, I feel like you're writing a book in the background as well, like with your trying to get, it's like about probably like a behavior book about people who hate Starfield and why they are still talking about it after 3 years. Right?
I've never ever in my life spent 200 hours doing something that I'm gonna bitch about later. I've never done that in my life with any activity. So these people are strange to me, man. It's a weird like mental state to be in, to do something that you hate that long. I don't know where you.
I have a confession to make.
Oh jeez.
I've spent over 10,000 hours in flight, and I hate flying. So I you can't hear me on my ship, but I do complain an awful lot. Mostly at you, but I am complaining.
Nice.
Just me, right?
No. I was actually just kidding about that. I do want to express I have no idea what we're talking about, and I've learned nothing from this whole experience thus far.
Neither have I. So moving into year 3, what do you guys think about, they talked about targeted gameplay improvements. What do you guys most want to see in year 3? We'll start with Wykkyd.
Honestly, I'm probably the wrong one to ask, because the only thing I'm looking for them to improve is things on the back end that doesn't really affect play. It would affect modding.
And what would you like them to improve?
A whole lot of things about the way we can connect to player inventory, because right now we can't. We have to do what I consider a hack to get around limitations of the engine, to get access to what the player's holding, so we can see, oh, you're holding this thing, that means I can give you this other thing, or what, or being able to detect what an NPC is holding. That's just as painful. We have to strip everything out and throw it back in, or hope and pray that we can find the right keyword on the right item. And it's not performance minded at all. There's a lot of mods out there doing this type of stuff, and all of them doing it the hack way at the same time kind of bogs the system down. Also, somebody just mentioned in chat, animations. We really do desperately need the animation engine. That would go a long way towards improving what we're able to do with mods.
And so let's take the first one. Let's talk about what you said first. And where do you have any sort of idea or semblance of an idea that they may kind of give you what you're looking for in those things?
No. In those cases, there's a lot of things that me and other verified creators have asked them to improve or change. We won't know it's coming until all of a sudden it's here. We don't even know if they're looking at the tickets and the support suggestions that we submit. They're busy. It's a different engineering team that looks at those things, not the people we engage with. So there's a huge disconnect there on what they're allowed to say to us and what we're allowed to know. So we can make requests all day, and it's just a matter of if the engineers on the other side agree with our suggestion. And hopefully they do, because there are many suggestions that I know have been made that would vastly improve Starfield modding. Not that Starfield modding's in a bad place. I'd go so far as to say modding in Starfield has a lot more opportunity than Skyrim and Fallout 4. It's much more territory to work with, in my opinion, a better engine to work with. But there are definitely things they can make better.
And what about the animations? How do you, when you're talking about the animations, you're talking about an ability to do what?
Tools, animation toolkit. Right now, custom animations aren't supported by the engine. There's a few teams that I know of that are working to find, again, hack ways to pull it off. But I know players want things like drivable mechs. Well, we need a user interface correction or overhaul from Bethesda first to make that possible, and we need the animation toolkit, right? we're getting close on some of those fronts as kind of hacking it together modders. But if they just gave us some of the toolkits and made it a little easier, there are things we want to build that are being prohibited by what we have available to us.
Do we have it? Do you know if anyone have they done anything of that sort of thing? Any of that sort of thing with like either Fallout or Skyrim, or no?
I'm not aware. I know they probably took suggestions over time, but I think the stuff that's being asked for now is a lot more advanced than what those games even had to consider.
And what about the rest of you? How about you guys for gameplay improvements? What do you guys most want to see in year 3? What about you, Swurv?
I mean, I'll just 100% echo what Wykkyd is saying. If Bethesda, like, obviously their business model is going to be, an expansion, maybe we don't know. They were very specific about not calling it a DLC, so they're usually really careful with what they say. So I would read into that it's probably not going to be a DLC, but that's another talk. But getting animation, just imagine being able to do something with your left fucking hand in the game. Just how about that? Just imagine this thing being usable, because right now it's not. It's not. And oh my goodness, hey buddy.
Hey bud.
So just stuff like that, because I mean I'm firm, and everybody knows this. I'm firmly believing that Bethesda could disconnect today. They could stop supporting Starfield, and this panel would still meet again next week. We'll still be playing the game.
Sure.
The game is ultimately going to be in the hands of the modders eventually, and if Bethesda is intelligent and they want to use their business model, which is the creations menu, to the max, they should support these guys to the max, 100%. And also support everything that's going on in the Nexus, because I love the Nexus mods too. I love script extender stuff. You guys know what I do. I go really heavy with modding. So I need to see support with the modding. I don't care what comes to the game from Bethesda. I don't care. They could bring dinosaurs to the game for all I care. Or this is a tiger, my bad. They could put tigers in the game, and I won't care. They should support the modding scene 100%. And I know, Stache, you don't know what the heck we're talking about. Just
I was actually going to ask if it was like a live feed cable package or something that I wasn't hooked up with.
We've all gone insane, sir, and just don't worry about us. But yeah, support the modding scene. The modders will do the rest.
I mean, what's that say about me if I think all y'all are crazy and I'm the only sane one?
Kenny, what do you think?
Well, I'm an avid shipbuilder. I would say probably a third of my overall time in Starfield has been building ships, and I want to be able to do more in my ship, experience more in my ship, and so I want to see immersive ship boarding, where you're out in space in a space battle, and the NPCs don't just hose you and destroy your ship. And they can base it on faction. So like spacers would be more likely, because they're scavengers, to disable your grav drive, disable your engines, dock to you, board your ship. You get on, they board your ship, and you're in a firefight on your ship. I mean, I design my ship so intently with the role play and the design behind it. And I oftentimes factor what would it look like if this ship was boarded, even though it never actually happened. So that would be awesome, I think.
Fun fact: there are audio files in the game files where the Constellation companions have voice lines reacting to the ship being boarded. It's actually there. So I don't know if that's future content or cut content, but the audio files are already in existence.
Okay, cool.
Another thing that's kind of wild on that front too is if you ever board an enemy ship and then you come back, you'll notice that if you've got a big crew, like say you're flying, what is the name of the Starborn ship? No, it's the big
Guardian.
The Guardian, where everybody's just kind of on top of one another.
Yeah.
You notice they all have their guns out, like there's more or less waiting for somebody to come in and get them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. in both hands, right and left.
well, Stache, in your case, they have their guns out, hoping you don't come back, right?
I mean, I usually don't leave much of an audience. I don't usually raid other ships. No, I do board them if there's a hostage situation, because I'm not an ogre. I don't just blow up the ship. I do have rules. But yeah, they're usually scared I'm going to come back if I leave anybody. You're spot on that.
Mossy, you got anything?
Yeah, I would like a little bit more. Well, granted, I play on a Series S. I like a little bit more stability. And I say that in one hand, but another thing I really want is underwater exploration. So, you get something like that going on, and where's my stability going to go? Because I'm not sure if it's like pointer handle limits. I know next to nothing about the inner workings of the game. But for the longest time, when I've been collecting those figures and hitting POIs like it's my 9 to 5 job trying to get those little figurines, the game wouldn't save. I don't know if it's just because I had so much stuff kind of sitting around in reserve space. So I cleared the reserve space. I cleared the cache on the Xbox. I did a couple other things, and it still would act up. So I ended up heading through Unity, and so far so good. It's been all right. Brought my little figurines with me, but yeah, I'd like to have a little more stability, but at the same point in time, I want more things. And with more things comes less stability. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, but
I know that pain, sir.
Yeah.
I know it so well.
Stache, anything?
What are we talking about?
What would you like to see come to the settled systems, buddy?
More than 40% of players already customize their experiences through creations, and we'll continue investing in creators, they said in that note the other day. What's the next step? How can Bethesda best support the Starfield modding community to keep it growing, to keep that number growing? You talked about animations, you talked about stuff on the back end, Swurv kind of.
I got something. I got something. More cup holders in the cockpit. I am tired of there just being one. The captain, the pilot's the only one that gets a drink. I am the captain. I deserve a cup holder too. I do.
You sure do. But how else can we support modders to sort of build that community that you're talking about, Swurv, Wykkyd?
Give them what they're asking for.
Yeah, we need toolkits. We need improvements to some of the back-end systems. We need better papyrus functionality, things like that. And, of course, more modders always is a good thing. We all collaborate and learn from each other. And then probably more support staff on the BGS side. I don't know what their numbers are, but they could always use more.
And so for that, right? Like for the staffing, I mean, we'll see where the staff had, all the layoffs, shook out. But how do they grow? How do they get more people into modding? How do they grow that? So they invest more money into that, so they get more staffing. How do they get more people into modding to Starfield? How do they grow all this?
Well, I don't think it's on them to do it. I think it's if you're a Starfield player and you get that sense of, I wish this was in the game, follow that urge. If you're on PC, install the creation kit. It's free $99, and then go from there. Play around with things. Go ask somebody in the community that's done modding and ask them questions. Watch some videos on how to do it. There's tons of videos on how to mod, and experiment and learn to do it. That's how modders are born. Well, we see it happen on the Darkstar Discord all the time. There's a new mod author every other week, just learning from the community.
Can confirm.
So you don't think they need to sort of emphasize? I mean, I think the last question I gave you guys was creators have earned over $10 million in royalties, which isn't that much money when you're talking about the big picture, right? But that's a good amount of money, and
I wish I had a good piece of that.
Yeah, they seem to be investing that money, right? Like investing back into that community, into the modding community. But how do you make it grow? Like, like people aren't going to do it if it like, they don't get the right tools, or they feel it's too complicated. Like, how do they, I guess, invest to make it grow? I mean, I actually disagree with you. I don't think it's on the people to do it. I think part of Starfield is a large part of it is creations. Half that note about Starfield that they released the other day was just about modding and creations. I mean, that's a substantial piece to all this, right?
But every single one of us that's doing it right now that I've ever talked to, we all just started doing it because we were interested in doing it. It wasn't like it was a sales pitch from Bethesda of, hey, come and, we figured it out. We built something and then, submitted a VC application when those open up and we got accepted. But I mean, there's plenty of mod authors out there that aren't verified creators that are doing a great job too.
And how about that process? Do you think, guys, like the verified creator process, is that something that's difficult to get into? Like, Wykkyd, you're part of that, aren't you? Correct, right? You're a verified creator. And
I
so
am.
What does that process look like?
It all depends on your portfolio of mods, what you built before, and what you can show them you're capable of doing. When I applied, I had Darkstar Astrodynamics and Manufacturing already out with tens of thousands of downloads on Nexus. So when I applied, it was a pretty easy win. Some people rush it and try and go too fast. Some people think they can get in using AI art. They can't. There's many different creators, though. There's some people that get into the program just doing the art. They just know how to do art. They're good at it. They show that. They get in, and then they learn the creation kit from the people in the program. And then there's other people that are more on the programming side of the house and have to struggle through learning the art side. Or they collaborate with each other and help each other build each other's mods. I've seen a lot of that happen too.
Can I ask
you can
a
be
question?
good at one piece and then move in.
Can I ask a question? Is there, when you say part of the program, now I know that you're under rules that you can't speak too much to things, but like, is there a program? Like, you guys are meeting under the verified creator program and not like what I see you guys doing in the Darkstar Discord server?
Yeah, there's we're all part of a Microsoft partner program.
Okay, excellent.
You have to become a partner,
so
and
Pedro, that kind of stuff. They need to do more of that.
Yes,
more of that. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, that helps create the community, right? Like that helps build you guys up. Like
you gotta program. That program needs to be more
But
robust.
you have to be able to show marketable skills for them to get you in and set you up.
Sure.
Right? It's at the end of the day, it's still a business. Starfield's not as big as Minecraft, but based on I forget her name, the new Xbox lead, where she came from and the types of things she says in her little videos and stuff, it feels like Starfield's creation system is very similar, even though smaller scale, to say the Microsoft the Minecraft store or Minecraft Bedrock Edition. And if you've seen they make money hand over fist on that Minecraft store. But Minecraft and Starfield at one point were the only Microsoft partner program games where you could publish mods for money. And then they expanded it to Fallout and Skyrim. So they see Starfield as the pioneer of the creations system because it is. Creation Club was different. Bethesda bought the rights to your mod from you, and then they would sell it themselves. So they own the intellectual property. You weren't even allowed to update the mod anymore. Creations, you maintain your rights over your creation, and you can sell it anywhere. It's just easiest to sell it through Bethesda.
That's a huge step.
It's huge. Legally speaking, that's massive.
Yeah. Would you? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot. Yeah, that's pretty massive, right? I mean, those are definitely things that are going to help increase the community of modders. I actually think you talk about Minecraft, right? Like, isn't that what Starfield kind of is? I was never really a big Minecraft guy, but like I feel like, we have a whole universe.
Well, we can take it to that scope. I think at this point we're all still building, what we see as our version of Starfield, and eventually it'll get to the point where more and more modders will start building toolkits where the players that are using the mods will actively be able to remold Starfield. Then you could start making a direct comparison to Minecraft. We're not quite there yet.
And so let's go to the question 8, right? Creators have earned over 10 million in royalties. Do you think that changes the relationship between Bethesda and the community? What do you guys think?
No, I think we're kind of still right where we're at. I mean, I don't feel any different. I feel like that number doesn't really make a difference with like where the Bethesda is at with the entire community, like the modding community. That sounds like something to celebrate for sure, though.
That's what I mean, the modding community.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, this is fantastic. We're in double-digit millions earned with creators. That's a freaking win. Awesome.
Big win, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I think that's a big acknowledgement of their part in that note, right? Like, again, we're talking about that note, right, where they put Starfield at top, and in the 2 paragraphs that they talked about Starfield, right? And I think we all know this, right? Like, creations and modding is a big part of Starfield, but half of that was more than half was really because half of the first paragraph was about creations and modding too. And now they're saying that, 10 million royalties. I think that's a real tip of the cap to the modding community, right? Like, I think that's pretty cool.
And how does that happen if no one's playing Starfield? I mean, everybody's trying to say that game.
You need Starfield Eclipse on to talk about that detail. He's done the analysis.
We're all millionaires, and we're funding the game privately ourselves.
Yes.
That's what it is.
There's 4 verified creators and 12 players.
Thanks, buddy. Yep. I believe you're talking about Star Citizen, actually.
Oh yeah.
I think the royalties really help.
What is that? I keep getting like people talking to me about that, and I don't even know what that is. They say Star Citizen to me. What is that? Is that a game?
It's a new rank over in the UC Vanguard, buddy. Don't worry about it.
You're messing with me. I'm asking for reals. Is that a game? Is that what that is?
It's a pyramid scheme bankruptcy simulator.
Yeah, Star Citizen is crowdfunded space sim game. It's supposed to be better than No Man's Sky, Starfield, all of it. Problem is that they're bankrolled exclusively by the backers, to the point that they now are there was an analysis about this from an official law firm. They are now at a point where they cannot ever stop doing the Kickstarter for it because they can't deliver on everything from a financial standpoint that they've promised to their backers. So they just back more and promise more and back more and promise more.
Does anybody know how far in the hole these guys are?
It's more than 7 digits.
Jesus.
I heard something
Good
ridiculous.
gravy, that's a lot of scratch, man.
They were selling in-game asset ships for ungodly amounts of money, like what we'd consider DLC. And
they had some stuff that was like $500-600 a pop, and it sells for a game that's not really real, that you can play a prototype.
I don't like that.
So someone had a good. I'm trying to get it on my chat here. Someone had a good comment. I don't know. I can't get back up to it. It so basically said, that the 10 million or whatnot brings other people over into the realm for modding, right? And so it makes the next Kingath creations and others like them more likely, right? Maybe we'll see it as a viable platform for people to come over and check out, right? And I think I would agree with that, right? Like
yeah,
they put a real emphasis in a real they're really putting it out there that this is the place to do it, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. Because everything we've been discussing so far has been, modding on a individual level. But when you're talking about something like Kingath, he's got a whole studio that he's running. So you're inviting the next studio to come over and make your next big mod for this game. Yeah, that's excellent. That's a really good point.
Real
if you look at the history of game development from NES back when I was a kid in the early 80s to now, like games are so much more advanced and take so much more manpower that the logical step was to kind of outsource development of content to a much larger community than the company itself can deliver. And so Starfield's a modder's paradise. You have so many people involved in the game. Me and Jax are going to be getting into it ourselves over here over the next couple months. We're going to launch as the Starfield Report podcast. That'll be our company, or whatever you would call it. We're going to team it together and make some mods. So I think it really helps the community and helps Bethesda. It's a win-win for everybody.
It is a win-win, and I guess I don't know. I think it's really great that they're supporting you. Supporting everybody in this community. It's really I don't know. Have we ever besides Mike? What was besides of what was the game we were talking about? Minecraft. I mean, what? There's it's really unheard. It's almost like unheard of.
It is unheard of because in most game platforms, you are not legally allowed to sell mods.
Right.
The mods are considered the intellectual property of the game company, since the game company developed the game that you're modding. Bethesda broke that mold first with Creation Club and second with Creations.
Can I take a quick moment here and give a shout out to Archive here? Archive's a buddy of mine, the fellow who made this comment here. He does pen and paper RPG mods, and he's developing one right now. So everyone go out and subscribe to Archive Gaming on YouTube. Archive is a cool customer. I assume gender there. I have no idea if Archive was a lady or a fella. I think I actually had this exact debate, and I still don't recall the end result there. So go out there and subscribe to Archive Game. And by the way, there is this little channel called Aster Stache. You can just subscribe to that too, but Archive first. Get Archive first, but Aster Stashed, if you got time, it's spelled like you got a stash, like a bag, stashed. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'll be quiet now. Sorry.
That's okay. And so, what do you guys think about Xbox, the rebrand? All right. And so what about the sort of the rebrand and the larger strategic reset? What do you think it means for Starfield? Specifically, do you think it signals a change in their overall approach to the game? And I would say before this note, I would say it does not bode well for Starfield. But I would say after the note, and it sort of changed my tune. I'll say I'm a big conspiracy theorist and feel like all of this has to do with Microsoft's data centers and spending money on Enterprise and Copilot and Azure, right? And everyone feels the squeeze down the line. So, Microsoft they didn't have to make all these layoffs and cuts right now. They've been supporting Microsoft or they've been supporting Xbox for years and years and years. It's sort of now when they're getting into all their data centers and their new priority that they're really making the squeeze, right? And then the squeeze comes down, right? The squeeze goes through Xbox, it goes down to Bethesda, but they don't. That note almost seems to me like they're saying, "Hey, despite all this, we're still investing in this community of modders, right?" But do you guys have any thoughts on the rebrand or the larger strategic reset and what it may mean for Starfield? I think Wykkyd said it at one point. He had mentioned like staffing wise, and we don't know really how that's going to shake out. But it would seem to grow this community, they're going to need they're going to need more staff. What do you think? Do you think that this is going to?
I kind of see it two different ways. I mean, there can be, and you hate to logistically think of it as just factors, not people, because I feel really bad for the people who lost their job. But at the same time, it's almost like trying to convey an idea with the telephone game. You have so many different steps in between. By the time you get the message at the end of the line, you know, it can be totally different from what you started with. It seems like too many moving parts sometimes lead to inefficiency. I don't know. I hate to say that because, like I said, these are people that we're talking about. And it really hurts. And it's not over yet. There's more coming as far as layoffs go. But it's like they want to try to be a little more inefficient or be a little more efficient with communication so they can get to point A to point B quicker, not so many steps in between. And that's my thought on it. I'm trying to find something good with it because it was terrible news. But other than that, I like the startup screen. That's big classic X from the old days. That's kind of neat.
Well, to piggyback off what you're saying there, I mean, when it comes to logic-based and, you know, logistical decisions of that nature, it's really tough to mix it when it comes to art. You know what I mean? Like you're dealing with two different realms of the cosmos that don't necessarily always merge together. Now, I don't know much about Micra, whatever, but I do know about Ryujin, and they have an entire artist department, and what those folks do is they try and develop the coolest looking equipment that exists out there, trying to have form and function, beauty and efficiency. And sometimes you've got to trim some of that art. You've got to trim some of that so that you can have things be more efficient form of equipment. Now that's just single solitary equipment. Again, the human aspect of it, you know, because I don't think they found any intelligent aliens yet, except for me. But I'm just saying that as far as that goes, you have to kind of look for the two of them, and they don't always mix well. And not everything, just like you said, is always well received. Not everything is. So my heart goes out to anybody who may have lost their you know, their way to make a living. I hope they bounce back. I've learned a few things stepping through once or twice with this universe that people have a tendency to bounce back if they keep their chin up and just give it their God's dang best and just keep on trying.
I like that.
No, when the analogy that Jackson and I used on Starfield Report was, you know, being both big steak meat eaters ourselves. When you're trimming fat off a steak, you're going to lose some muscle. And as far as like the people that have lost jobs, I mean, it sucks. I mean, there was this one gal that had been with Bethesda for 27 years. She was like the original designer for the Khajiit and the Argonian, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know her personally, but at the same time, what is she contributing to the future of the game if the highlight is something that happened 25 years prior, you know? And I've heard the saying before, and I take it to heart. The best day of your life sometimes can be when you get fired from your job, because it forces you out into, especially for creative people, it forces you out into an uncomfortable place where you have to forge a new path. And if you just start Googling and searching how many times people have been fired from studios, you know, when there was some, you know, restructuring going on, and they move on to form a new studio together and build something entirely new, you know. And so I really hope to encourage those developers or the people that have lost their job, assuming that they were, you know, there was 4,800 layoffs. There's definitely going to be some people in there that probably shouldn't have been, unfortunately. But you know, hopefully those people can use this opportunity to become bigger and better than they've ever been before.
Weren't there a studio called Interplay that became something else later? I believe there was. Studio called Interplay by gamers for gamers. Didn't they form something else later on? I want to say they did. Yeah, I want to say they formed another group later on, because you've got people that are old experts in that their nuclear game that talk about it. But I'm pretty sure they ended up forming another studio later on, just like you said. So you never know what a gift is. You could have a gift in disguise. I mean, it's really a tough pill to swallow when you lost your job, but that's a tough one right there.
Yeah.
the gaming industry is extremely cutthroat, more so than probably any other software development system that I've ever interacted with. I've been a software developer for over 30 years. I have a slightly different take on what went down. And this is not insider info. This is just me observing from the outside like you guys. I think it's all about their software as a service model, which Microsoft loves. They switched their operating systems from pay once and never again to subscribe to Office 365 and things like that, right? So they said a statement, I forget what his name was, Phil Spencer, years ago, made the statement that Game Pass made them more money than anything else on the Xbox division. That's software as a service. You're subscribing to play the game. So I think it came down to, oh, there's a PS5 coming. We've got the Xbox series of consoles coming out. They bought up all the studios at the same time to get all of those games on Game Pass so they could announce, hey, there's all of these games coming out on Game Pass. You need to be on the Xbox platform and come and subscribe to Game Pass and yada, yada, yada. Starfield made tremendous money on Game Pass, according to the reports. People that are arguing against the success of Starfield on Reddit, for example, they like to quote Steam sales numbers. That doesn't include anything else anywhere else. It especially doesn't include Game Pass numbers, which aren't public. But that was the claim that Phil Spencer and Todd Howard made about Starfield's success early on. So if you look at it from that sense, it then makes sense if, we're losing money on the hardware side. Let's trim the fat on the hardware side and at the same time cut the studios whose games weren't the profitable ones on Game Pass. Because the Game Pass... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I remembered who it was. Interplay, some of the founding members of Interplay became the founders of Obsidian Entertainment. So whoever was saying I was wrong in chat, no, I was quite correct. Interplay doesn't exist, but Obsidian Entertainment did exist after that. Yep. Booyah!
But final point about that is that from my understanding, the way Game Pass pays the software developers, the game developers, is very similar to you being a musician and putting your art up on Spotify. You get paid based on the listen rate. So the studios were getting paid based on their play rate by their position on Game Pass. So the studios that basically got dropped may have been some of the underperformers there. I don't know the truth. That's just what I'm left to assume. But that's how I see what went down. I think they're trying to shift further into the software side and away from the hardware side and focus on the IPs that are actually earners.
Well, Xbox boasts 30 million Game Pass subscribers. And now, depending on the plan, if they've got the $10 or the $15, even if you say average it at $12 a month, you're looking at, $360 million a month. I mean,
that's a lot of scratch.
Yeah.
A month?
A month.
What company is this, and are they hiring? Well, no, I guess they're firing.
They're firing.
That's rough. That's rough right there. Yeah.
4,700 openings, buddy. Go fill out an app.
I don't think they'll take interns at my age.
All right. Anything else on what's going on with Xbox right now?
It was kind of nice to see in that blurb that they put out that was over 1 billion hours of people playing Starfield. That was kind of cool. And I forget how many players that they said, or how many captains, or however they said it, but I remember kind of crunching the numbers for the math, and it's like, well, okay, I know it's not the case for me and probably with you guys too, because we put a lot more than 60 hours in, but it's like 1 billion hours versus this many captains, and that means everybody put at least 60 hours in. But of course, there's going to be overplay with other people. But yeah, it was crazy.
60 hours feels like a pebble on a beach.
I don't think I'd gotten out of New Atlantis yet at 60 hours, to be honest.
All right.
I mean, it's a sizable amount of time, but still,
It is.
you think about the grand scheme of it, it's almost nothing.
Well, over the course of 30 months, it breaks down to about, if every player is playing 4 hours a day, around 278,000 players active on average per day.
That's a good amount of players.
Yeah.
But my Steam charts, bro.
Yeah.
Steam charts, bro. What do you mean? There's only 5,000 of us. There's only 5,000. Get over it, Wykkyd. There's only 5,000 of us.
All right. Before we go, we've been asked by Paradiso, the Paradiso company, to put together a quick ad. I'll put the lines on the board, and the only thing is they've asked us to read these lines in different sort of voice stylings. All right, and so I'll cut this together after, and we'll put together a nice Paradiso ad for all of us to use later in life. Let's look at this. All right. Here we go. And for this ad read, we're going to do. Sorry, my puppy wants to say hello. For this ad read, we'll go Mossy, Swurv, Wykkyd, Kenny, Stache. All right. And so why don't we start? We're going to start with Mossy. And if you could just try your best, guys. And for Mossy, it's Kermit. Try to read this as Kermit the Frog trying to stay positive while everything burns.
Okay, I got it. All right. Oh, the luxury resort where the sun is hot. Oh, shit, and there's a fire. Piggy, get out of there. The drinks are cold. Oh, God. Gonzo, what are you doing over there by the natural gas valve? And the staff is hanging on by a single paper clip.
Wonderful, wonderful job. Well, wonderful job.
Anybody for a luau? Okay, that was a little mean about the Miss Piggy bit.
So our next line, let's go to, I think we said Swurv. Swurv, if you could do this as a man who's smiling through a mental breakdown at a job interview.
So I don't really want to talk about why I got fired from all 17 of my last jobs. I don't really want to talk about that. The time in between those jobs I spent gambling here in Paradiso, and that's how I have such a nice suit on. Can we just talk about the suit and also how much you're going to be paying me for the job that we're doing here? Because I got to go soon.
All right. That's pretty good. Let's go down to Wykkyd. And the lines are right on there, guys. You can read them right off the thing.
I like this ad lib.
I liked it. I did. And so, Wykkyd, let's see if you have some good improvise skills here. Can you read this as Kenny? Read it as Kenny, a sleep-deprived dad explaining why the dishwasher is haunted.
Hi, I'm Dirk. I run everything here. I haven't slept since the last 6 prawn delight incident. Send help.
And there's a part 2. Here we go. Ready? Part 2.
Please stop ordering it. I'm not saying it's cursed. I'm just saying the bellhop now carries a rosary and a receipt and $60 that she owes me. We don't talk about that.
Love it. Good job. All right, Kenny, I thought the dad not sleeping was 2 on the nose, so here you go. Ready? And if you could do your best Nicolas Cage in full meltdown mode, that would be great.
Oh wow, hold on. I should go get my whiskey for that. I need my whiskey. Get up here. We got some stuff from Neon, and I think it made me see my own future. And it was late for where I was late for work. It was late for work. My work was late for me.
Kenny, that was really good.
Very good.
I'm really impressed. All right, Stache. A man who just discovered espresso for the first time.
Oh boy. Need absolute silence while I get into character. Absolute silence. Welcome to the gift shop. If you ask for my price and my name, becomes Batmass! Corporate approved. It's corporate approved. We also sell sunscreen and regret and tiny.
Great job. Great job. All right, who's first? I think it was Mossy. And so, Mossy, can you read this as, did you get this one before? A WWE wrestler cutting a promo on the universe.
No, I didn't get this one before. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you've got to dine at the Chunks, a government restaurant. It's fancy, real so fancy, and it's elegant. Oh, just like Miss Elizabeth, it is so elegant. Huckster, stay away. I told you last time. There will not be another incident. It's staffed entirely by people who were fired yesterday, but and rehired this morning on a handshake and a prayer, but it is what it is.
Great job. All right, we've got, who's next? We got Wykkyd. Wykkyd, a bored teenager forced to work retail on Christmas Eve.
I don't know what's wrong with the prawn delight. I don't ask anymore. It's probably the same stuff they make chunks from. I just deliver it, cross my fingers, and whisper "good luck" under my breath, and usually shit myself as I run away from the table.
Great ad libs. It's good. It's tonight's cooking.
Night, buddy.
All right, Kenny, if you could please read this as a noir detective who hates everyone, especially you.
Cleanliness is key at Paradiso. If a single grain of sand is out of place, someone gets demoted to sanitation technician.
And there's a part 2. Ready? Here it is.
That's corporate slang for the person who cleans things we don't talk about. Their uniform is a cape and shame.
Great job. All right, Stache, I think you're up. Ready?
No, but I'll go anyway.
All right, here you go. The movie trailer guy, but he's losing his voice. Ready? Hold on.
It still shows the. Oh, okay. Yeah. I need lines here. Got it. All right. Paradiso, where comfort is guaranteed. Smiles are mandatory, and professionalism as well. We're working on the professionalism part. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Please don't leave.
Great job. And if you could all just say this one together at the count of 3. Ready? You can just vibe on your favorite celebrity in your mind. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Book now. We have powers. Mostly.
Awesome. All right. We're gonna get a big payday from the Paradiso company there. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Can you guys just let us know where people can find you, what you've been up to, and the projects you've got cooking? We'll go Mossy, Wykkyd, Kenny, and Swurv, and then we have a special closer from Stache.
All right. Well, I'm Mossy. You can find me on most of the different Discords and any place where they're really talking Starfield X. As far as anything that's going on project-wise, I got nothing. Just playing the game and having fun.
Can I ask you a question? Are we going to see more fanfic?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that was just kind of getting some of it out the gate, but it's been a while since I wrote, so I thought, yeah, I'd give it a shot again, and yeah, it'll definitely be more if anybody's interested.
Yeah, I think you should release it to more people out there. Yeah, it was really good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Swurv, what about you? Where can people find you?
I'm mostly active right here on YouTube. So if you want to keep up with what I'm doing, YouTube and Twitter are the two main places. I got a channel over in Wykkyd server on Darkstar. I keep up to date with pretty much everything I'm releasing. Right now, I'm working on a video where it's a how to install AISS, which is a mod by X2357. It's the AI NPC mod, which is just I'm so happy. I'm just so happy with this mod. And I can't wait for this video to come out. I hope it gets people playing the mod. It's tough because you gotta only be on PC, so that's kind of cuts the player base by a lot. You have to understand a lot of stuff about script extender and modding and the inner workings of things, but that's why I'm making the video. So hopefully more people can get more involved, because the fun I'm having with the mod, with role play and just Pedro, I don't know if you've seen it, but Sarah Morgan has a drinking problem, and it's really getting in the way of Constellation missions.
Wow.
She keeps sneaking whiskey onto the ship. It's bad, man. It's bad. And I'm trying to talk to her about it. Right now, I'm kind of giving her a timeout because we just rescued Andreja. And Andreja, she likes to kind of info dump on everybody. So she's going to need to talk to me for a while. So, but hopefully Sarah, fixes herself up, because we need our leader back, man. She's 3 sheets to the wind half the time.
Gotta get her clean. What about you? Who's next? Kenny?
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is Kenneth Smyson. I'll put the comment here in the chat. And that's where I upload Starfield Report podcast. I also have other playlists on my YouTube channel. My most popular one is my Hab showroom videos, where I've gone through every vanilla Hab in the game, and I'm going to start doing some of the mod Habs as well, just showing what's in every captain's quarters, what's in every infirmary, everything in the entire game. And I actually will reference it myself when I'm building a ship. I'm like, I can't remember what this corner of that Hab looks like, and I'll pull it up. And so it's a very popular playlist I've got going. But of course, if you just want to listen to the podcast, Starfield Report podcast, where Jax and I, anywhere between 2 to 4 times a month, will talk about the game. We're currently starting the Freestar Rangers quest line. We just wrapped up the Terran Armada quest line, so good time.
Nice. And Wykkyd?
I do have a YouTube channel. It's RL Parker Gaming, but it's mostly just for posting mod update videos. I'm most active on Discord, Darkstar HQ Discord. But then, if you search Darkstar anywhere on Google or any platform, you're going to find me, whether I want you to or not. So it's everywhere.
Hey, is Darkstar from how did that come to fruition? The name Darkstar? Is it John Cox?
I'm former U.S. Air Force, so it's based on the theoretical plane.
Nice. All right. In Stache, I got a video here from you. You want to give me get a tease?
Well, I'm Stache. You can find me at Aster Stashed. We did a little news report. People were asking me about the history of this set of disappearances that were happening just around the close of the Colony War. And, we did a little news piece on it. Hope y'all like it. Live from the front line, tracking the untrackable. Live from the front line, tracking the untrackable.
He finds them.
It's longer than that. Live from the front line, tracking the untrackable.
He finds them.
I end them. A Stache Tales. Our story tonight takes us back almost 20 years to a time just as the colony war was coming to a close. We go to Titan, second largest moon in the solar system of Sol and the largest moon of Saturn. A ship carrying unsuspecting miners was shot down. Supervisor Jillian Trask, along with 10 other miners, aboard the Argos Extractor Flight 1301, were shot down by either spacers or pirates. It's unknown. The image you see here is the last known image of Argos Extractor's Flight 1301. Sometime after that, on the dark side of Titan, spacers and pirates would begin to disappear, whole camps at a time. As a 3-star ranger, a Trackers Alliance tracker first class, and now a certified newsman, we're gonna explore and see what's going on here on Titan, and see if the rumored ghost of Titan actually exists. We explored Titan for multiple days on end, and we found only settlers and campers. Yet across every single one of these campsites and these settlers, a story existed. A creature in the night, something of shadow that keeps the dangers at bay. Be it a ghost story, or be it a vigilante, someone is leaving these camps empty. Someone is making sure Titan is safe. At this point, speculation is all we have. Because as the saying goes, dead men tell no tales. News for you, the good folk of the settled systems.
Pretty badass.
Nice.
You gotta
That was
send me
awesome.
that song, buddy. You gotta send me that
And
song.
you have
like the ghost.
mostly.
That's the ghost of Titan. I'll send it to you.
Hell yeah, brother.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Super honored that all you guys hung out tonight. Just a real quick, very special thanks to my lady, my lady Farquhar, aka NC17. Thank you for the love and support. You are the best. I love you so much. Jupiter and Mars, I love you guys both so much. Hope you guys are having an amazing dad summer. And Cosmo, the Wonder Pup, who just came through here, sending you big love. You can find me on TikTok at Hicks New Game Plus, at Hicks NGPLUS, on X at PedroFarquhar, on YouTube at Starfield After Dark Live. Coming up in August, we got L. Lee, the voice of Miria Sharkevich, and that's going to be pretty dope. She's always a really fun time. And finally, I'm just going to leave you with this tonight. Not a headline, not really a hot take or another sort of industry postmortem, just something simple. Every world we talked about, every system we broke down, every rumor we chased, None of it exists without the people who make the games, the human beings behind the code, and the concept art, and the quests, and the lightings, the physics, and the bugs, and the fixes, and the late nights, and the impossible deadlines. They're the ones who build the universes we escape into. They're the ones who give us stories we carry for years. They're the ones who make the magic feel real. So while the industry keeps spinning, layoffs, restructures, mergers, statements, silence, we're going to keep doing the one thing actually matters. We should support our devs and stand with them, celebrate them, and protect them. Peace out, everybody.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
Catch you in the Starfield, everyone.
Tune the electric bass to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th strings.